Welcome back to another episode of The Women's Nest. We will be reading January 15th. Blaming someone or something else doesn't help me grow as an individual. All right. It is not unusual to meet women in recovery who have survived harrowing childhoods or brutal marriages. Many of us have lived troubled lives and felt powerless to change the circumstances. If we continue to focus on those times, however, we will grow far less than we deserve. What has happened has happened. We can't redo the past. Hanging on to it in order to blame other people for our failures and shortcomings builds a barrier to growth. With our minds on our past, we are not actively and consciously involved in the present, and this moment is all we have. We are not responsible for the abuses others perpetrated against us. We are responsible for what we choose to do next. Being fully responsible, we will quit blaming others and make the amends we need to make. We will learn to pause before acting or responding to others. I will feel empowered today if I accept responsibility for my every thought and act. Today's super powerful, man. Blaming someone or something else doesn't help me grow as an individual. I don't know about you, but I definitely blame people or I blamed, I still do sometimes, people for situations. I have a lot. I might actually touch base on this one again on a longer forum because I think I could go on for a long time and I try to keep the daily readings to about 10 minutes. Um, but a few that came to my mind. So one is when I worked at a medical company in my 30s. Um, it was my first experience in like corporate or reorganizations, corporate structures. There were buyouts, there was all kinds of stuff. And I probably didn't help the cause either, but we were doing these like lean classes and, a couple of town hall style things. And at one point, I kind of said to a semi bigwig, um, why would we want to help when this is just to eliminate our jobs? And looking back, like, dumbass, that's why you got let go. Um, but I blamed the like director of our department. And granted, I'm sure they had a little um what's the word I'm looking for? A little say in like who stays and who goes. But I was on the chopping block and it wasn't the first round, it wasn't it was like towards the end. And I remember one of my girlfriends who I still talk to this day. They had said, how come the email timeline is so high? And they said, well, you let our fastest processor go. And I loved that, right? Like my ego, I was like, yeah, that's right. I was the fastest. I was the best. Um, but like I held on to getting let go of that job for so long because while it did affect my life in some serious ways, the income was something I struggled with for a long time after that job. Um, and I enjoyed what I did for the most part. I mean, it was a very stressful job. I'm not sure I would be where I am today, and I love what I do now, and like absolutely 100% plan on retiring from that position. But I was so angry that this person made that choice to let me go. And I was just a number, right? Um, but like when did I stop blaming others? That one I want to say I've been out of there since 2017, maybe 16, 17. So probably maybe like honestly 5, 6, 7 years ago. Non-sponsored vitamin water. Um, yeah, that took a long time. But another one is like, you know, First of all, it says we meet women who have survived harrowing childhoods or brutal marriages. I don't. Again, this isn't to be like, haha, that's not me. I can say that, like, my childhood wasn't awful. I mean, my father had an awful childhood. Other people I know have had awful childhoods. Mine wasn't awful. I mean, there were times that I wish didn't happen, but like, I'm not living in that. And never got married, so I didn't have to deal with the brutal marriage, but I did have to deal with the brutal relationships. You know, my father, like, great person. When did I stop blaming him for how I felt? Same thing, probably about 5 years ago, maybe. Um, and he's been gone almost 20. But I finally stopped blaming him for me having, you know, I hate daddy issues, right? Whatever. Um, just issues with not understanding what a healthy relationship should look like. Um, my son's father, when did I stop blaming him? Mm, probably about 5 years ago. Um, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Um, we are not responsible for the abuses other perpetrated against us. We are responsible for what we choose to do next. And that's my responsibility. We will learn to pause before acting or responding to others. Someone just came home, so I'm going to cut this vlog short. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.